Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on into our Friday night community race here on Free Enterprise 2. Um, we have ourselves a four-way matchup, of course. It is the combination of Cubsreal 21, Possum Morpheus, Rex Banner, and Y2 Sky. I'm Professor Ender, and joining me is DevFlake. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a good evening, everyone. Although for another regions, good morning, good afternoon, or whatever. I can see. Yes, we have another race night. Hey, some standard. What was it? Ladder race. Set a flag set. Yeah, we'll have some. We'll have four. We have five objectives, but four need to be completed. And I see a Radia start. So hoping that we have a decent helping character to go with Radia, as Radia needs a little bit of help to start just to start getting to progressing. As probably we may find ourselves wanting she might be an early anchor for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you really want to see Rydia hit things, and if not, then she'll probably just stay as that anchor for the rest of the time. We got some interesting flags or interesting objectives that on our docket as well. We do have Zot, Bahamut, Murasame. There's a couple of interesting objectives as we are now off to the races.
Should be good. Hey, there's a freebie right there. Did I see a whip? That should. I think it can. Not too bad a start. I don't think they're naked. Oh no, they are naked. So I think starting Kane, as long as he doesn't get spear, probably good enough. Probably see some early looting. Given this flag set, we'll see some good early looting. Probably check. I think we get. Oh no, we need. We're not gonna see. We're not gonna probably. We'll see some early looting, and here we see. And it looks like Evelyn is. Not sorry. Troya is the destination of choice.
Yeah, we do have that free key item open as that part of the ladder standard flag set that you probably see it from the ladder if you've been playing it for a while now. So Bedward will give us a package, so we get another character online.
I think it might be some peeking of the character to see if it's worth their time. But otherwise, it's the only rare chance where a package actually gets checked early. See, you don't like if you get late in the game, no one will take the time unless it's like an objective to just check package. Probably hoping for a Cecil, and dupe came, does not count.
Yeah, so that's an immediate reset from Possum Morpheus. So that will just serve as an objective, as just a key item as part of the eventual 10 key item double experience. And Possum wanting to go into Castle Eblin. That's one of the more common starts you have seen. That's what I do all the time whenever I go through a city like this. But get a middle sword to start off. That's not bad for when we find an edge. It's like a starting weapon.
Yeah, I think you probably want to aim for like a long sword or better, but the middle will be good enough if you get an early edge. I think we have some restricted characters being the Lunarians, both Cecil and Fu. So edge might be someone definitely worth picking up when available. It looks like a Sid at a Mount Ordeals.
It being our tanky character of the bunch fighting a Leviathan. That's okay. That's one possibly bad character boss to sort out here. That was on this particular spot. That's actually pretty good to find that.
Yeah, I saw the whip, and I see Radia hitting things for Y2 Sky. Certainly, Dragon Whip is worth its weight in gold assuming your target is a dragon, because quad damage on a dragon it's like kind of like Burr, except not. When you see a dragon, it looks like Burr.
Yeah, it'll serve the purpose, and even though Iridia will not get experience there, the Cid will survive, as that's now been claimed for Cub's rule.
Look, it's looking like finding the valuable protect ring in Evelyn probably to continue, and Cubs is checking what is on the front side. Free random. It's a bomb. Not worth the time. Not worth the time. You're hoping for something like a scythe. Probably hoping for a scythe. Maybe an Azura. There's not too many free summons that you want to get on the Hobbs check.
Yeah, if you have an early Iridia, that's what you really like. You're more likely going to check that as just something that you could possibly get one of the better summons. In that case, that's Bahamut.
I see a Heron Robe, Possum Morpheus's case. That means, yeah, Ride will be hitting things. Heron Robe pretty much converts any mage to pretty much a kind of like a pseudo fighter, and it's kind of worth it. It usually is. Also with the 15 agility, 15 strength, and pretty tanky on the armor side. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of Rydia hitting things this seed.
Yeah, and once she gets some magic online, she can be a very powerful black mage.
I think it will take a while. One of the things that Roddy needs help is usually when, in terms of vanilla, she kind of disappears for a while. So by the time she learns Stop at level 15, between that and Virus, which is level 26, that's kind of a huge void. So early on, Roddy becomes like a utility mage unless you find a Leviathan. And that's when she gets going. So it's one of those things where if you're gonna keep Riding up, Leviathan or Bahamut is kind of required before, and maybe Azura for if you never find a white mage.
Over on White to Sky side, did end up finding a magma key that's down over the Antline Cave. And which an evil wall was protecting, which that's actually again another character, another boss that actually isn't bad for in this particular spot.
Yeah, you want the more dangerous bosses at a weaker spot, and the Antlion spot is pretty weak. So this is when you see a strong monster in a weak spot, you are definitely looking happy. The runners are happy. As commentary, could ask for a little of a small struggle, but it's fine. There will be more.
White to Sky opted to take the bomb instead of resetting out of it.
That's interesting. There are some niche uses of bomb. Bomb is essentially a single target demist, and bomb is one of those spells where it's HP based, and Ride doesn't get too much of that, and so it has some niche uses. Not practical. I mean, maybe we'll find a use, but it requires a lot of apples for Ride.
Although I do see a Senator Crocodile coming over on Cub's will side.
I think this is the Baron Inn, right? So Senator Crocodile, vote once, vote twice, because he hits twice. Alt Gauntlet is a fun surprise early on. It's good for Rydia, especially at this point. So not the worst thing to show up. I don't remember what the character check. What the character check and end this is, but that's okay. Rydia will get a grind, and I think that's all you can hope for.
It is an Edward.
There is a key item check too. So even if Edward is the result. Look, the cub rolls were set out. Unfortunate. Yeah. Sometimes early, if you're not prepared for an alt gauntlet, yeah, they can be pretty rude. And Senator Crocodile reminding you to vote.
We're already seeing quite a lot of divergence here as Y2 Sky opts to head underground. And that drop is a human resources management consultant.
It's a job.
Yeah, it is a job. That is quite a long name for it. But also, Possum Morpheus opting to head up to Mount Ordeals will find a Cabrera on Mylon 1.
Oh, not a good, not the best of gambles. Grammar some scythe instead of something multi-targeted. So yeah, those are like 2 out of the multitude of attack summons, and that's well, it's random. So just like the randomizer, this is a pretty safe spot. So not too worried. Even Rida can take any of the dolls out by herself.
Now, Cubs roll wanting to spike some chests down in the Fey March, looking for anything of note. There is a cat claw that we did find, which is okay. If you find Yang, that'll help, I think.
I think even if you don't find Yang, it's still good. It's still good money. I don't think we have quarter cell, so it's still pretty valuable. I think it's like 30,000. So it's like 3 sirens. So yeah, it's worth it. Even if you don't have a Yang.
Yeah, Cell Quarter is off on this ladder standard flag set, and we find Bahamut on Mylon Z for Possum Morpheus.
Note, Bahamut, even though King of Dragons, not a dragon, so that whip isn't doing extra damage. But Rai's still doing work, so no worries there.
Yeah, and then this spot is actually, again, another one of those cases where a spot like here, is for a boss that could be very bad, ends up being in a spot where it's kind of early, and it's no big deal for Possum Morpheus at all.
Yeah, I think we're hoping for YG Sky Rex Banner to kind of peak the Queen spot, hoping for free. Although we've seen the free King Queen Eblet at Baron, the Bygone spot, so we're probably not going to have too many free bosses. But I mean, we'll see. Possum is finding out, hoping to find out what he's finding there.
And according to our tracker, CS Radical, there's going to be there is a Bahamut summon in the freebie chest of the Fey March. So yeah, that Rydia is going to be online.
Yeah, I think we have T Wildish on. So any treasure chest still weighted by location can be pretty valuable. I don't think we have a limit of the stuff, so we can get a adamant. Well, though adamant is off, so we can get an early burr pretty much anywhere we find a treasure chest. And that free Azure, yeah, Possum took care of that pretty quickly.
And we also did see the pass from Possum Morpheus as well, as he will get his Paladin upgrade for Cecil whenever we see him, and the spell ups from Tella if we do choose to find him and pick him up.
I think the peak. There was a turtle in the Queen spot and Dark Elf on the King spot, so that's kind of free. Especially if we have an hourglass, we can probably see the second part of Dark Elf being taken care of. That's pretty free. Like even the Leviathan isn't very not as intelligent as the Queen spot, so the magic is that's kind of the first part. Half of that is pretty free with Dark Elf.
Over so on Rex Banner's side, we saw a quick siren grind. We're probably going to be seeing more of that, and using those coffins using one of the coffins that get used to make a quick fights one of the eggs. So, and this is mostly so that we can see Radia do more and more damage.
Yeah, I think the grind is really just out to get ready on a little bit more online, but giving Bahamut will probably block through everything. We'll need still have some MP, as Bahamut is 60 MP, and it's a bit more than most people's favorite spell, Nuke. So will require just more levels. Probably won't need to buy so much up. Just need levels for Radia to kind of really not requiring her to take too many naps like at an inn.
Now Morpheus opting to go over to that Dwarf Castle to see what the bosses are. That is looking like either the Baron guards or the Kaibo guards.
Looks like the Baron guards, as there's only two. If there was a third one, that would be the Baron guards. Key thing about looking over bosses is the number of spots that the randomized spot has, and versus how many should show up there. So, the max of 4 could show up because there are 4 Calbrenda dual spots. But there's so it's always good to kind of pay attention when you're a runner, like how many slots are there versus how many show up.
Yeah, and Possum opting to leave that alone for now. Cubs will also take a look at this see if he'll go ahead and try to take this on. Looking like the reset's not coming out just yet, so this will be a fight for Cubs Rule.
I actually did notice this. See Baby was on, so there is no guarantee a particular character will show up. So if they show up, great. If they don't, well, the seed has decided for you. So if say this Cecil, if seed decided to say, hey, Cecil isn't gonna show up in the seed, well, that is that. So I'm sure runners are hoping for a character they will take, and Cubs will find out soon enough what that character is.
It is a Cecil.
I think this is a good spot to find CPU in. Still, low HP spot, so we should be able to take care of it. Bahamut will block everything. Problem solved. Couldn't use Bahamut in the middle of this, but hey, this is a randomizer. Bahamut's good everywhere.
Yeah, this was obviously intended to be a end game summon, and for obvious reasons, the game was never balanced around Bahamut. So, yeah, this is a quick and easy fight for Cubs Rule.
Trying to recall, what was the Bahamut summon? I think it was from the Fey March somehow. There's quite a bit of value having Radia. Radia probably not be anchoring the seed. With the Bahamut available, looks, and I think Rex Banner is probably going to decide to take on that. Oh no, maybe we see quite a bit of fading of Baron in for a while. It seems like no one wants the Baron in.
No, and I'll fill in the blanks as well. That Bahamut summon was found on the freebie chest, and we do see that Warp Glitch is also on. That's something that is in as part of the flags, and we did find the Party Rock, the Earth Crystal, off of what is the Sealed Cave if you use the Warp Glitch.
Yeah, they share the same location in terms of how the game is coded. So So you can pick up your Darkness Crystal early. It's a game glitch and it's enabled for the seed. So you know what? It's if you don't have to go through Sealed Cave and we're not doing a boss hunt, this is great.
Yeah, and that party rock will see some use because the Tower of Zod is required as part of our objectives.
Also, 2 character checks as well. If you, especially for this party, I Rider with Bahamut solves a lot of things. I think maybe we'll take a white mage and call it a day. The party is more than enough as it is. More help the barrier, of course.
Yeah, and unsurprisingly, Possum Warriors will also take that Bahamut summon and have Radio learn that. So everyone's going to see, we're going to be seeing vlogs on all 4 corners of our screen here.
Looks like Waju Sky got the hook. Where do we pick up the hook? Well, we're gonna probably definitely check Cave Evelyn and get the free character check while we're there.
The hook was on a bull, according to CS Radical.
It's super handy. Oftentimes I've seen Fubu faded because you want to do the pan early. So oftentimes it's not. Worst case is something you actually need is FF4FE. So yeah, this is definitely good.
It's also nice that we did get the trap chest on the first chest inside Cave Evelyn. So yeah, Waju Sky will be particularly happy about that. And possibly if he's wanting to go back into that dwarf cave after seeing the Bahamut summon and having that taught to Radia.
Yeah, with all interesting, not going full Blarg immediately, but Toad didn't work out. Typically, with a lot of the bosses without the boss bit, you could, especially with the Radia, Toad is very powerful. As it not only that it reduces the target's defenses to 0, but they can't use any other magic other than Toad, or and they don't really punch very hard, which is really nice.
Yeah, Possum Warriors isn't getting the procs off of that Toad as much as he wanted to. Well, Radia's the only one standing. Finally, there's that Toad coming out just after Kane and Sid went down.
The Cubs did a Blarg versus Blarg. I love it. That's rare moments where you get to use the summon against the summon itself.
We do have our white mage though. There is Rosa, and Golbez is in our Rubicante spot.
Yeah, well, we're definitely not. Well, Falcon is not required, so we're not going to you, Golbez. That's the seed. So that's a nice thing to see. Who can say no to Rosa?
Yeah, we're just a brief cameo from the comedy man himself, Golbez.
I think I saw. Waju Sky uses lots of exits. Having no white mage, and will need to complete Zot, as Rosa does not learn exit. Normally, you have to complete Zot in order to learn exit. So usually, it's at the time when you pick her back up. Especially if you do push me to jump, you need to grab the 2 characters, even if you reject them, and then Rosa learns exit.
Okay, so Possum is now through that Baron Guard fight. We'll soon get Cecil on right now, as he will be facing CPU. We'll probably be pretty happy to see that Cecil is in this seed. You want to see the guy, right?
Yeah, kind of missed him in brackets in Admin Cup. So yes, good to see Cecil So I'll have to probably do a little bit looting to get the crystal sword. I mean, since Steel Wilder's on, it can be anywhere and everywhere. So, and I know in the loot goblin and some people, yeah, you probably want to just keep hoping for that loot to show up.
You know, on the bottom two runners, Rex Spinner and White Tooth Sky, are going through that gauntlet right now as Cubs Rule is walking out of ordeals with that upgraded Paladin Cecil available.
Yeah, it's, I think at least for White Tooth Sky's case, having the Rosa will definitely benefit most out of it. She's. I mean, when you get them, they're at the stock level, so that will probably benefit White Tooth Sky quite a bit compared to Rex Banner, who did not pick up the idea, has not checked the hook for the character at the Cave Evelyn spot.
So we did see Possum Morpheus end up seeing a Globe 119 on or 199 on both Cecil and Sid, but that is no big deal. That is a completion of the CPU fight.
I think so. Right, and Cubs Rule is doing a lot of looting. I see. I think that's a. I mean, it's a decent Zeus Gauntlet. I think the White Spear is probably the biggest gain out of it. I see the Artemis Bow. So, yeah, that tops out list of the goodies from the Party Rock.
I completely missed the treasury. I would have just said to play the game, but
someone else will definitely play that game. I mean, especially with this flag set, it's worth looting the treasury, especially with under T Wildish. And as Possum Morpheus finds out, hey, I'll probably do the same thing too.
Oh, and we did see the Darkness Crystal coming off of the Baron Inn. Edward was holding on to that.
I think, no. I mean, for now, I think Edward. We haven't seen the spoon yet, so Edward is still not quite on the table yet. So we'll see. Well, for now he'll be in the party, but he might be the designated anchor. We'll see. We'll see how that turns out. Right now, Cubs Rule has the Flame Drop chest, which is a popular spot for the Crystal Sword to show up, if it does show up.
You want the best weapon in the game in this particular spot because you wouldn't be part of the course, and Cecil can also go online.
Well, we get the preferred arrows of choice, but not quite the deal yet. I mean, with Blarg, you can probably just check out the Evelyn chests later on, but probably not. I mean, you can plug through anything. Doesn't even matter what chest. And this is going to be we have a mandatory trip to Lunar Subterranean anyways for the Myrrh Altar, so that might be worth doing. Like there's a chest on the way to the Myrrh Altar, so which is also a popular spot. And
Possum Morpheus also decided to play the game, read that treasury. So, with that Zeus Gauntlet, I think we'll see that be applied onto Cecil once we have some equipment online.
Yes, the inventory boss shows up when you least expect it. Yeah. I think looks like White Tooth Sky is looking for the moon, so maybe see what's up there before committing to maybe a dive.
Yeah, it makes sense considering he's the first one to go up to the moon here, while Rex Banner stays on the blue planet just for a little longer, looking for any other character, looking for some like for some characters, but we do know that Rex Banner will get a Rosa after this is done.
Well, it's the other old man. But it's something. Y2 Sky is fine. Probably might take it for just for the spell list. Might have to eat the bard because we haven't found his favorite weapon of choice. So it's unfortunate, but probably Tella being a very versatile anchor, and I think everyone, at least on the restream, has probably done ordeals.
Yeah, and also with that Tella being there, that does mean that a D Machine grind is in the cards.
I mean, it could happen in this race. I think when you have sirens around, I think you're more tempted to do maybe like a King Ryu grind instead. It's especially with the life glitch enabled. Getting some free XP. Peaking Maga Sisters actually kind of free-ish. There's a lot of HP to shoot through, but it's kind of free-ish. It's not, the Bahamut spot isn't too strong a magic spot.
Yeah, and we will now see where does Y2 Sky want to go to? It's going to go into the Hummingway shop.
Yeah, the shops are hey, things we do need for a grind. Even if it's Star Veil's good to buy anytime. Actually, it's probably one of the more invaluable things. I think there was a league when that wasn't running them. That wasn't, and Star Veils were at a premium. Just having them.
And while we were focusing on Y2 Sky, Possum Morpheus and Cubs Roll are leaving with another Sid and another Cecil off of Zot to get the, especially Cubs Roll is the first one out of the Tower of Zot, will be the first one to light up an objective that would be the Zot objective. And there's our spoon.
The Possum finding out what the boss is. Hey, it's elements. And that shouldn't be too hard. Just one blarg, and you're mostly done. One thing when you have all the blarg is that you probably do not want to equip the heroine robe, unless you have the Stardust robe, so that negates the most of the negative effects of the heroine robe. So she'll be kind of like stat neutral for that. So, and her black magic, her wisdom stat should be pretty good enough to get deal enough damage. But without the Stardust rod, it wouldn't be as damaging.
It's also kind of funny considering the Rubicante and the elements were in the same spot as each other, both of them sharing the Rubicante overworld sprite.
I'm surprised we don't randomize the sprite for the elements. It's trying to guess if it's leg or is it not leg. I would why not a Val, not because real Val is probably much more scary versus elements Val.
Yeah, that is true. Just with just Val alone, is particularly tricky because of that high defense that she gets when she's in her tornado form.
Yeah, in a lot of spots, there's plenty of spots where Val is pretty strong. There are some rare spots where her magic evasion is still pretty high, but has not max evasion, so you can blarg through that, which is one of the cool things you can do. As long as it's 255 is perfect magic defense, and when the spot has 255 magic defense for Val, yeah, magic doesn't work on her.
And we will also now see that Cubs Rule and Possum Morpheus will fighting this Baron Inn fights after coming off of the heels of the spoon pickup.
I think this is practically their last location of the Darkness Crystal. I mean, when you see, having seen, Alt Gauntlet, it kind of makes sense that this is going to be the last location, especially seeing the Edward as the character pickup. But it's not too surprising when you see that happen.
Cubs Rule in particular was trying to fight this one, but had taken a reset out of it. So this will, for all intents and purposes, will be a bit of revenge for Cubs Rule.
Oh, Mom Bomb at that spot. Oh, that explains quite a bit. Usually, like that spot with the karate at that spot. Karate usually just, at least in vanilla, kicks, and kick isn't very strong because it halves the amount of attack power, halves the number of your attack multiplier. So the kick isn't that strong. But when you allow the spot to just punch, it punches hard.
And Cubs will go ahead and give that Eddie the best weapon that he can equip, and that is that spoon.
It is kind of easier to revisit Eddie when spoon or not spoon. Given the party makeup. Oh wait, let's see. 2 Cecils. Could probably ditch. Maybe ditch the Sid. I don't know. So, I mean, I'm not sure who the anchor is going to be for Possum though. But we'll see. Right now, I think he's just waiting for the exploit to happen. As you need to chew off about like 10,000 HP just to wait. As that's kind of how boss scaling happens. It's based off of how, the script and how much HP is given to him.
Yeah, and this is also something. There's something in the chat that was considering that someone to put a note that Possum Morpheus had not used any of the sirens underground, so he has not done an A grind. So that Rydia is just simply cannot do a Bahamut's just by virtue of the fact that it's just there's not a whole lot of MP.
I think from Possum's case, we may not care so much about the anchor. Just hope maybe the grind is now. The sirens are now. No, that's 6 life. Looks like Cub's gonna peek whatever is at K Valley, which is the Maga Sisters. But Rex is doing the LST dive, just going straight directly to the Mur altar.
It is an objective. You might as well get this get over to that Mur altar right away, just so you can get an objective on the board. Because as we know so far, that Rex Banner has not opted to go to go up to Zod.
Well, he hasn't used the warp glitch. That probably hasn't. I don't think he's visited the Dwarf Castle check yet. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because since we know that that Rex Banner hasn't gone down there, just simply that there hasn't been any reason for him to go down here as far as I can tell. But should he go back down to the Dwarf Castle, he will find that Cecil, and that will lead to that party rock from the warp glitch. Y2 Sky actually did not warp glitch and must have forgot about it. So we'll have to find a Luca key to counteract that.
It's kind of unfortunate. Having the warp glitch available, and Rydia like early on learns warp, so she like the source of warp isn't the issue. It's like might have forgotten that warp is on the table. So that might have been the case.
So, Cubs will opt to take the Mega Sisters fight, and Rex Banner is just using confidence on these Dark Imps.
You probably could have maybe taken advantage of the life glitch. I mean, they're especially at that spot, you can get some free additional XP, and there's a tower key, and probably be out of the way to do that. Maybe wait on it, but probably worth checking out sometime. And oftentimes there's a key item unlocking something else that is required in the seed. So sometimes it can be something worth chasing based on something that on completion of an objective.
Over on Cubsville's side, we did see the pan coming off of the Mega Sisters fights in Cave Bahamut, and also that clear of the objective number 4 for Cubs Rule.
Probably worth checking out what the pan is, but probably want to do the LST dive while on the moon. And looks like Cubs is definitely doing it, and it makes sense. You want to follow up, try to get the objective, moon objectives done. Maybe not necessarily full clear, but at least get those objectives done, and then see what may come of it. We have main, moon, and summon on the table, so they're kind of all available. So it may be like kind of a good indirect grind to just clear out the moon.
Yeah, this and it makes sense because you have 2 objectives that are on the moon. At this point you'd rather just stay on the moon and just play off of there. Although it looks like White to Sky may have picked up an X-Scout according to our tracker.
Certainly worth it. I mean, Possum has 2 Cecils, so sure, why not more Excals? I mean, I think also if you have the tools for the Forge, the Adamant, and the Legend Sword, that's another free Excal. So could be like one of those. Could be useful, like doing that if those key items show up.
And in Y2 Sky's case, that because he does have a Dwarf Axe, he was going to go ahead and backroll Cecil for more survivability. And Y2 Sky will now start an egg grind.
It looks like the back row glitch is enabled, so we can. So for those of you not aware, back row glitch, as long as you equip a back row compatible weapon, the game does not remove that bit when you remove the weapon. So, which is a boon for any Berserker, and the other benefit is you can have Cecil in the back row and deal full damage, which is kind of one of those things you love to do as a Berserker.
Yeah, and the more recent version of the randomizer that has been. Oh, I actually cut that thought for a second. Possum has found a crystal sword.
I think I saw Excal. I mean, you have 2 Cecils and you have double the burr. Hello. Hello is the name of Cecil's, and hello to the burr.
Yeah, and that crystal sword is immediately going to get put on for that Cecil, along with the Excalibur on that other Cecil. So, yeah, we're seeing, for all intents and purposes, we're gonna just see a Berserker heavy Z fight coming in.
I think with a spoon, I mean, the only character kind of look out of place is Kane. If you can, I mean, probably Kane is the more likely candidate to be replaced, although Radia is not too far from. If Possum decides to visit Cave Evelyn, get a white mage to round out the party, that would be icing on the proverbial cake. Probably.
Well, just gotta continuing to do that siren grind, just continuing to scramble more eggs. And Possum Morpheus will be heading down to Cave Evelyn to get that Rosa.
It's also usually worth checking out the Evelyn shop, as there is kind of up to two tier 5 items, usually of this. I think we find sirens elsewhere, but hourglasses. What was it? The Berserk drink, Bacchus wine. Yeah, those are kind of things that you kind of really want, and usually the Evelyn Cave provides most of the time.
Yeah, actually, as I was mentioning into some chat members, we're looking for a Baron Key or a Pink Tail to put ourselves into go mode, because we only need 4 of those objectives done out of the 5.
Looks like top of Babel has officer soldiers. So for Cubs, it's a tequila stout. Oh no, it's not, definitely not tequila stout. I was about to say it's tequila stout. No, it's not. So Possum Morpheus finds the Rosa and will probably pick her.
I mean, you have Rosa as a very good white mage. You're probably gonna pick her up.
Oh, okay. So Bacchus was already at the other dwarf town. That's easy enough to buy a whole stack of them. So watch this guy and anyone else who has visited Tamra, certainly worth buying as many as you can, and then probably use it for any boss fight. Always worth it when you don't have a white mage, I think. And with Rosa being probably the real white mage of the sea, and Tella, that's a pretty good source. Alternative source.
Yeah, and Possum Morpheus picking up that Rosa and opted to switch out Kane for it, which made sense because he was currently the odd one out of this party. We're going to be going for what it looks like to be a Berserker heavy fight, along with Rydia and Rosa help as the magic.
I mean, having a Rosa, I mean, you ideally, just as long as you get her up to Berserk, which is a little bit higher than Porum's. Porum's what, 18? Rosa's 20, I think. So, but it doesn't take too long, especially just even if you just do one, King Ryu or whatever, or even a Moon Chest. That's more than enough to get Rosa online. Oh, and then there's the what was it? Slingshot.
Yeah, that slingshot is an element, and Possum Morpheus opted us to stay inside the. We wanted to take a look at. We're going to check out the inside of the crystal altar for Mysteria. I guess to get rid of Sid. I don't know.
I mean, I think we got dupe Sid from the Tower of Zot, so I think having Sid as the anchor probably makes sense. I mean, you can have a power overwhelming group. I think it was Sid. was the replacement for, I think, Edward? Because we don't I mean, you have double burr, spoon, Edward, well, does help, but probably won't live long enough to be productive. That's what I think. That's the call here. I think Edward disappeared from the party, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't see an Edward pop up on Possum's side, so this is exactly what Possum wanted to go for. He's going to go for a power overwhelming run in that Z fight.
Still want to anchor for all the moon bosses though. That's the thing. Possum is, I think, late to the party of trying to do that, and I think at this point it should be more than powerful. Oh no, just want to buy more stuff. I was about to say maybe doing the Fade March boss. Nope, it's Fade March here.
Yeah. In the meantime, though, Cubs has entered go mode. He did find the Baron key, and that was off of the super cannon.
The super cannon. So yeah, this should be too. The free boss at the Beggin spot. There shouldn't be too much to surprise him outside of maybe Blarg at the Kinaza spot. Been known to be a surprise Blarg spot for many.
Yeah, and unlike the Pink Puff League week 1, there is no Wyvern. You're forced to take that Mega Duke.
Usually, Wyvern is a usual kind of a gentle, but also a Blarg reminder that anchoring is very important. Even though we're still on the overworld, but sometimes if you don't have the correct anchoring situation, it can be a wipe, and probably a very inopportune wipe.
Yeah, you just simply can't. You will never. Nobody expects a Wyvern.
Although Possum Morpheus is doing a major grind. Not enough key items to get double XP, but I think it's probably just enough to get Rosa to like maybe Q or 4 maybe. I think that's don't probably not care so much about riding with Blarg, and if she doesn't, and if nuke happens, well, great. But looks like it's free for Cubs roll.
Yeah, that is a water hag.
One of the nice free bosses, and but although in punchy spots can be a little dicey. Like if you like start only your starting characters, like occasional, like you're thinking water hag at like King Queen in Fade March. Sometimes you might want to rethink that unless you have like an early Moon Veil.
So yeah, this is a quick fight. Just 3 hits is enough, and that will be Cubs will getting the final objective lit up in just a second. And the good thing is that you're relatively close by to Troya, so you'll just turn in that pass and be on your merry way to Z. And now Rosa shows up for Cubs rule, being off of the Baron Castle character spot, as opposed to the spot that we saw earlier, and that was the over at Cave Eblin.
Statues of Porum and Antline. Not probably on the moon. Haven't seen Antline. Probably don't want to know. I mean, if you don't have to fight the Antline on its natural habitat on the moon, who does?
Yeah, and that's just quick enough. We did see an adamant rock, but at this point we don't really care. We got our 4 objectives done. We got a crystal.
I think we have I think I mean, it is possible to run 1200 HP strats. We have plenty of characters to kind of execute it with. That might be worth doing since it's on the table. I mean, we have sources. We have Starvilles to be bought. I don't quite remember where it's buyable, but that certainly would help a lot. It looks like Berserk is full full damage party. Berserker party is the solution for everything.
Yeah, and that is what Cubs will want us to do, and we'll do a Siren grind here just to get that to either get up to 1200 or just to get Rosa online.
I mean, it's kind of something. I mean, it's safer when you have Rosa online, but she could be like she could be the anchor. I mean, it depends on what is decided. It looks like everyone's getting XP, so maybe just power. You always do straight power overwhelming, and then switch for you can go back to the Tower of Wishes and swap out a character that will be your anchor. That's at least getting Berserk is enough. It might be enough. I don't think it takes too much to get Rosa to 1200 HP if you want to do 1200 HP strats.
Yeah, and as one of our chat members pointed out too, I'm gonna butcher this. Blake Elman. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but was pointing out that Adamant Rock was the 10th key item for Cubs Roll, so that's double experience for Cubs Roll, and that will actually help make this Siren grind a lot more valuable and towards the end of this.
Yeah, double XP. Some people wait till the 10th key item before doing the grind, and it makes sense. Sometimes, and I see that your key item's starved, and you just want to do the grind now. So it depends on how the kind of the context of the seed. It might make sense to do it now. It makes sense to do it later. So see where the time gets saved.
Also, Morbius now seeing that Tella, as he's going to go ahead and fight that Mura altar, will not. Oh, actually, he's going to take that over Sid, which makes sense. It's Tella is the anchor.
Yeah, Tella's a really popular anchor, mostly for when you do done ordeals, then Tella becomes a popular anchor over Sid, just because most of your characters won't have the spell list that you actually want. Maybe not for utility spellcaster. This is important. You're not asking him to do damage. Just asking him to cover up magic that other characters don't have access to without an actual grind.
So as far as White Two Sky and Rex Banner is concerned, we did actually saw Rex Banner ended up also forgetting that the warp glitch was on. So also we'll need to be looking for it. Either we'll be looking for. I don't know it yet. You're probably either looking for the a Luca key or a pink tail as your alternative.
Open for the pink tail because at least because Luca key is, if you forgot about the warp glitch, then having to look for a key item to unlock it, because you have to also do the boss battle too. That's kind of a double whammy when you forgot about the warp glitch. Which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, for Rex Banner and White Two Sky, say you're hoping to find a pink tail.
So since no adamant is on, whatever the result of the pink tail is normally the adamant armor, but instead we'll probably get a random item for that spot instead. So not a key item though.
Yeah. So Now Cubsville has made his final stop over at Troya. We'll be seeing some flags being thrown out in just a bit. Before we ask, maybe it's about time to sleep. It's like 11. Or at least my time it's 11.
Yeah, it is 11 o'clock Eastern, so it should really it should be go night, take a nap, go to an inn, go to take a nap, but no, it's not. That's not what those flags are for. Z's a boss. You can't just move. You can't just rearrange, place in someplace else. No, can't change. But in a randomizer, we can do fun things with Z, like cosplay.
Yeah, so we have 600, like 500, 600 sprites for Z to show up. So the question for tonight, the final question that we have for tonight is, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
With side questions like, does it have a butt? Does it wear a hat? How is butt? Questions that will be answered as soon as Cubsville does the thing, and see.
Can it help me with my Can it help me with my 401k? Yeah. It is. Oh. Okay.
I don't know what reference this is, but it's not cute. It's super green. But it looks like fun though.
Apparently it's English muss. You know what? I'm with a name like that. Part of me feels like it's something from one of those edutainment games. Oh, it's a Homestuck reference. Apparently to one of our chat members.
Interesting. I would have thought this is something from like from the Cartoon Network, like Adult Swim or something. It's one of those like characters from a cartoon. But hey, it's probably more likely from a video game. It's an interesting character visual though.
So yeah, this is just controller's down for Cubsville. We're just letting our 3 Berserkers just do whatever, and also we'll be healing up as well.
Edward, unfortunate, survived the Big Bang, but did not survive the HP leak that comes with it. Oh well, probably didn't have enough HP. But not too worried. Although the weapon, Cubsville didn't actually find an X-Cal like Possum, so that's they'll slow his fight down, but probably far ahead of everyone else that's on Restream.
Yeah, we are gonna bring back Edwards though, so he'll still be around.
Although right now, you have to do a nerf. When you see the shake, you have to do the nerf, or or Big Bang does full damage and will potentially take out Rosa. Actually, the full party could be taken out on if Big Bang rolls the wrong way.
White 2 Sky is now fighting the Water Hag, and Cubsville will be trying to nerf this one. Expander heading down to the Odin spot for a vanilla Odin. How cute.
Is this even randomized?
I don't know. But but Cubsville did nerf it. So, although Edward's down again.
I mean, if Edward takes a nuke for the team, it's still worth it. But probably not too concerned. Probably will still consume as many Power Bacchus points as needed. Curing is kind of optional because Edward's gonna just fall down to fall down to whatever comes at him.
I am amused about that that vanilla Odin on Rex Banner's side. That is of all the bosses that you would want to see. Apparently, the vanilla boss is there.
I mean, there are worse things at this spot. So not usually vanilla Odin is just a DPS race too, and not usually concerned. Although it looks like probably going to try to use Kane to do the work.
Yeah, that I believe might be a. Oh, does Rex Banner have stuff for the Thunderstruck strat?
Probably you should. There, you usually I think it's part of the starting kit typically, but a lot of runners typically buy a number just for turtle. That's the usual, but it's also good for Odin Thunderstruck, and it's a sword.
It's a defense sword that is gonna go on that qualifies for something for Kane.
So probably not the key item that was being looked for. So there are, I think, what Rex Banner and UIG Sky may be looking for is on the moon at this point. There's not too many key items checks on the Earth that will have what is needed.
Right. Possum has finished up that super cannon fight, and we do have rocks for Cubsville. This will be over just a bit.
I think Cecil's out of arrows, so he's doing his best.
Yeah, we're just gonna let Eddie try to finish this all off. Or Kane, or Robert.
There it is. It sees down, and it's like with an official time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 39 seconds. 1 hour. GG Stickup's roll for also being the number one seed. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, that first place on the overall race, and also on the race stream. That is for what it was worth, Cubsville had found was on quite a run, and that was actually for it being this quick too on these flag sets. Goes to show that this flag set can be fast with the right tools, with the right objectives and the right party composition.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many characters not hasn't shown up yet. I think like Yang or whatever, but a lot of the characters you do hunt did show up. So so for in Kib's case, I think a lot of kind of racing down through the objectives did help quite a bit. So yes, do your objectives, as they say.
Yeah, always be clearing your objectives if you can. Just being able to clear them and also have some way of just carrying it through the rest of the game and into that seed fight. And that appears that we do have Cubsville in the booth here. GG and congratulations on the first place win.
Thank you very much. GG, everyone. That who ordered the jet?
Huska? I don't know.
Yeah, that just kind of took off as soon as you got underground. The Stardust Rod out of Feymarch plus Bahamut just pretty much blew up the entire seed to that point.
Yeah, we were commenting that that Bahamut summon at the freebie chest in the Fey March was pretty much what pretty much sealed the deal with Rydia being, well, not being part of the final. Could be maybe not being part of the final party, but it becomes she did become a vital asset. So, yay, Rydia can hit things.
Yeah, there was just so kindly a coffin and sirens hiding in Fate March, and that was really all it needed to set things up. Yeah, everything just kind of fell into place at that point. Dwarf to, yeah. The moon was surprisingly nice to just have Bahamut.
Yeah, with the Mega Sisters at Bahamut and also the Dark Imps on the Mura altar, you were pretty much just like, well, these are 2 free objectives for all intents and purposes.
You know, I going through Zot and seeing Rydia almost hit quad 9s on Ruby, I'm like, she can really just blow up anything in this game at this point, can't she?
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, this is like the antithesis of a Berserker scene. I mean, Rydia gets all the things she needs to do all the work.
And then the Z fight, Ed just could not stay alive. It's like, for the love of God, you can't. He had an HP run out after the first Big Bang.
I mean, the numbers rolled pretty well. Just enough to live, just to keel over.
It just turned into oddly enough, it almost felt like doing 1200 for a minute, where it was like, okay, he dies, get him up, zerk him, heal. He dies, get him up, zerk him. It just kept going back and forth.
I think we were thinking of, like, you know, maybe should do some, maybe thinking of doing, you know, 1200 HP strats. I mean, you had a lot of characters well over 1200 HP. That would have made it more viable. But I think you went for full Berserker with a grind to just.
I thought about that, but I had the 10 sirens in my pocket and a chance at 10 key items. If Baron had not given me, excuse me, if I hadn't gotten 10 out of Baron, I might have gone for 1200. But especially giving the Rosa right there, it was, I mean, I thought maybe another egg or 2 just to make it safe, but it ended up working out.
Yeah, while that interview was going on, apparently, YT Sky was also checking the harp, and it's Chrono Trigger. Yay, Chrono Trigger, and a track that I
Nice.
somewhat recognize.
No, unfortunately, I was never getting around to checking that today, but we can go back and get a little music.
Yeah, the harp. I'm trying to remember where the harp came out of. Just on it, because the harp was picked up from Y2 Sky, and also Possum Orpheus.
After Mura, I thought going into the Mura altar, I knew I had the pan, and if I could get through Mura, I was just gonna go back and check the pan, and then, excuse me, I still think maybe I should. If I could get through Mura, I was just gonna go back and check the pan.
Yeah, and I got the information. The harp was off of the Sylph from the Panther.
Ah, well, now I'm glad I didn't go there, because didn't want to get baited into that.
Yeah, but again, this route really was the, like, with these flag sets, it could get very, very jetty. It could be very, very fast.
There's not much on Earth that's going to stand up to Iridia with plus 30 wisdom. and a Bahamut. So getting all that in the first 10 to 15 minutes just kind of solidified everything.
Were you happy when you found the Earth Crystal from the warp glitch?
I was definitely glad to see it. Was wondering exactly where that might lead, because obviously I never found Lucas, so I don't know where that started. But it was nice. I definitely enjoyed seeing the second Cecil, although he barely did anything in the part. Did anyone happen to find a crystal sword out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Morpheus did.
In Eblin?
Yes.
There's always a crystal sword in Eblin on T Wildish. It's amazing.
On top of that, on top of it, an Excal.
I thought briefly about going there before going to grind, just in case, but no, Artie can't complain. It was fun watching Cecil punch there during rocks, because he lost the arrow after the black hole.
And at least Eddie got the final blow on Z, so at least that's something. It worked something in the end.
He stayed alive through a round of rocks. I'm just happy with that, with the way that fight went.
Yeah, and also GG's to Possum Morpheus will finish this out with a time of 1:14.14, fourth place overall.
Well, I just want to say thank you to both of you, Renderer and Deathlike, for commentary. Radical, well done on holding Possum away from the buttons tonight. And Asuka, that was one hell of a seed. Thank you very much. I appreciate that one. Just thank you very much, everybody. Very much enjoyed that seed, and I haven't gotten to do much of this flag sale on the ladder yet, but really looking forward to a few more races like this.
Yeah, just GG's to you, and yeah, it was fun talking to you.
Thank you very much, all. Have a good night.
Yeah, that's a fourth place finish for Possum Morpheus. In the meantime, Risk Banner is going through his fights on the Mega Sisters, and that also means that Possum Morpheus has also joined us in the commentators' booth. GG.
Thank you. GG's to Cubs and the rest of the folks off Restream.
Yeah, this one was a pretty fast one.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are on this flag set because T Wildish gives you very rapid power gains. Just took me a little while to get those power gains and to get things situated. Bled a little time here and there. Wasn't my best run, but, can't be too mad about fourth in a community race.
Oh, no. It's, you must have been pretty happy to see the Crystal Sword and Excalibur all in Eblin nearing the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, those were definitely nice finds. The only concern at that point was I had waited to do it. I didn't have them immediately after getting Cecil, so that was kind of my concern. I was like, what's my direction here? I have Bahamut Rydia, which is cool, but like, what's my next power increase? Because Bahamut Rydia by herself isn't going to do the job. So I was a little worried someone else may have gotten those, those Crystal Swords and Escals sooner.
Yeah, and if anything, too, the fact that Rydia was just there, ready to go with just from going underground is also one of the nice things. We want to see Rydia hit things, and this is definitely one of those scenes.
Yeah, this was a great seed to have her not only do Zerking things, but also to be able to do a lot in the way of casting. So you kind of got the whole kit and caboodle from Rydia, which I hope was good for everyone to see.
as someone who really wants Ridhia to hit things, that this warms my heart.
Definitely.
Definitely. Do you have anything to comment on it?
Do you think Evelyn and the kind of the power from T Wild on top of T Wildish being on is kind of overwhelming compared to any other spot? I mean, T Wild just means that you pick up the thing anyway. I think we're not limiting the treasures from this flex set. We're not limiting the power level, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think the combination of T Wildish and Eblin Castle, in particular, how tier 8s end up waiting. It's something that I know that I have posted as far as feedback is concerned. That I think it's something that needs to be looked into, especially now when you don't have adamant armors on. It means that the only things pooling in tier 8 are exactly Crystal Sword and Excal. So if you roll one in Eblin Castle, which is something like 39% per box, then it's guaranteed to be a Cecil weapon. You're gambling if you have a Cecil on T Wildish and you don't do Eblin, as opposed to gambling to do Eblin. The percentages just need to be tweaked a little bit to balance that out, because your trap chest should be a gamble. It shouldn't be the fade that is the gamble, if that makes sense. That's just, my opinion on the matter with T Wildish and Eblin in particular.
Were you happy with the early Earth crystal from the warp check?
Yes and no. Because, yes, I was happy it was an Earth crystal for the objective, but I was quite dissatisfied the fact that Ridhia missed multiple toad casts on the guards. I knew I couldn't one-shot him with Bahamut and do it reliably with the heroin robe on. I guess I could have gone in with just a Sork robe and hope she didn't get hit, but it seemed a little riskier. So I wanted to get the toad to go off and then just kind of, go blarg and jump him with a mute knife and stuff like that. So I was happy to see it there, but at the same time I was like, this took a lot of time. And then on top of that, I had used at some point, and I don't remember if it was there or it might have been the next fight with the orbs, I used an ether thinking I'd get back to 60 MP to be able to cast Bahamut again, and I ended up at exactly 59. And it was just soul crushing, because I knew the fight was going to take so much longer than it needed to. So I feel like I lost a couple minutes in Dwarf Castle alone. So while this, Earth Crystal being there was nice, literally anything else could have been better because of how much time that took.
Fair enough. Do you have any other thoughts on the seed?
As I forgot to look at the spoiler log as everything was going, well, out of curiosity, do we know where the pigtail was?
The ribbon room.
Ah, okay. That's funny, because I thought about full diving the moon. Shame. Would have been really close to Cubs that I dove. Dang. But you can't pass up that tower key in that pan. It was too much. Cool. Well, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Deathlike and Prof, for doing the comms. Thank you, Asuka, for the restream and the seed. And thank you, CS Radical, for pushing the buttons and keeping him safe from yours truly. So, y'all, looks like Rex is about to do music, so y'all enjoy the music on restream, and everyone have a great night.
Yep, GG's.
GG's again, Possum.
I love that track from Chrono Trigger. It's so happy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a great tune. Hey, I found the other part of the forge. Probably, I don't think. I think in Rex Banner's case, probably worth forging for the Exhale. I'm not sure. I don't think Rex Banner has done Evelyn, so it probably be worth picking that up. But still needs to look for the Pigtail, which we know is in the ribbon room. Not sure where the other objective is. The Luca key.
Yeah, I think at this point though, you're more focused on the Pigtail than anything. But White to Sky will be heading into that Z fight.
Yeah, like it's one of the. Shouldn't be too long. I think Forge, at least the Forge will be worth it. At this point, not sure it's worth checking for shop. Not worth checking the shop this late in the race.
Yeah, you're more focused on the Forge. If anything, you want to get that Excalib Cecil going. Yeah, we're not even going to see it. I don't think we're going to see a turn in for the shop. Oh, we are going to see a shop check. All right. Zeus Goblins, Zeus Gauntlet, and ribbons.
Looks like we're selling all of the excess stuff that we don't have. We don't have Hanzo's Steel character, and we don't have Punch Mage. So it's pretty. At least I mean, we haven't seen who. What's that? The Zot character. Oh no, sorry. Giant character. So at this point, it's and probably lost to the seed, anyways. It's due to seed, maybe.
So now, White to Sky is fighting English Mus, a Homestuck. Oh wait, I think I. Yep. Okay. I now recognize this instance. I was trying to. I pieced together the details. It's Lord English from the Homestuck comic. I know it was a Homestuck thing, but I just forget what the character was.
All right, I probably should take a look. Like, there's just a lot of sprites I haven't seen, or at least don't know what the reference is. So yeah, there's what, over 500. So rolling in the number seeds, you'll still find some classic ones that everyone recognizes, and there'll be some need to look them up. But look for White Sky, Power Overwhelming will probably solve everything.
Yeah, and this is pretty much just pretty much what we've been wanting to. This is basically what the best thing you could really get here with this party. You're just either just going for a power overwhelming build with Nuke and Berserking.
I think Rex Banner is maybe looks like probably grinding Rydia to Nuke level. I think that seems to be the plan. I'm not. Yeah, it's probably what's gonna happen. Not even, but still more. Still shouldn't be too long for that grind to complete. I mean, you have double XP. Doing a grind should be fun.
White to Sky giving out a white cast just to continues with this whole idea of just letting either Blarg do things or Duke doing things or whatever. Just power overwhelming. Just power overwhelming. No, enough said.
And there's a little hybrid strats because some reflect strats being going on for the spellcasters. So you have the reflect with the Star Veil, and you're just bouncing off spells. Bouncing off spells to not cause the counter script. Ideally, for occasionally trying to skip to avoid the healing phase in the middle of the fight. But for the most part, we've already reached media phase, so we're almost done.
Yeah, just with that, those rocks coming out, it will just be probably either a nuke or another holy cast for that to go down, and that'll do it.
GG's to White Sky. Not sure what the official time is, but well, it's being spelled out right now. 1 minute 29. 1 hour 29 minutes and 32 seconds.
Finishing 14th place overall. I mean, given what had happened, that a sub 90 is pretty good in that regard. Even though what had happened with the probably not map remembering warp, the warp glitch being on, being a little bit causing White Sky to take a different approach to the 4 objectives.
Yeah, when sometimes when a glitch essentially is a major time saver in the seed, not doing it is a major influence on the time spent. So yeah, I'm sure if that probably would save at least 10 minutes off a seed just by doing it or by remembering it. It's especially when it's a key item, required for the objective.
Yeah, and that's what if that's happened, you're and if you don't see like a Luca key pop up, your best option really is just to look for a different key item that would be necessary for your go. And White Sky has also joined us with that sound being in our ears. GG.
Yep, apologies. I guess I'm gonna have to just pause the emulator. Everybody saw my crack flash, so. Yeah, fun seed.
Yeah, one of the first things I wanted to ask you was that did warp glitch not pop up in your mind at all? No offense. I'm just asking, just being.
Nope. Forgot that one this time.
Yeah. That led to your Earth Crystal.
I was wondering where all the fast times came from. I was like, gosh, did everybody die at the bottom of the moon? But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's understandable. In a situation like that, your best bet really is just to carve another road, carve another path through this, and that path ended up being the pink tail.
Yeah, when I found that pink tail in the ribbon room, I'm like, okay, well, that was just what everybody else did, and they just dove at the bottom of the moon when I bailed a little early to check the pan in the tower. So, yeah, never even occurred to me. Of course, that's what happens when you're running 3 or 4 flag sets.
Yeah, I totally get it. That's totally understandable. I think I've had it at one point where I had a flag bleed where it was like there's one flag set had adamants and one of them didn't, or for example, and just that mentality kind of just, it's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure this pink tail will lead to nothing, right? Yeah, it doesn't lead to anything. It doesn't lead to any adamant armor, right? Yeah, no, it just leads to an item. Right. Now what?
Oh well, it was definitely a fun seed regardless. Although I feel like I kind of flowed around a little bit early game, trying to find the setup that I wanted. But I mean, I really liked diving magma under 10 minutes and having Stardust Bahamut Rydia in my pocket, like right there.
Did you enjoy all the early power that for Rydia that was available in the seed?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I ended up using both hit things and blarg mode throughout the seed because you start with that dragon whip and it's just like, okay, gonna put her in the middle and hit things, and then oh, here's a heroine robe, awesome. And right after buying that heroine robe is when I find the Stardust Bahamut. So it's like, okay, we're doing everything this seed.
Yeah, Rydia was definitely the star of the show, even though, especially considering that Rydia was in the hero position at the very start of the game.
Yeah, almost played it like a sea hero seed with Rydia, just letting her get levels, but yeah, different flag set.
Yeah.
Any thoughts to this? Any other thoughts of this seed other than Rydia doing most of the work?
No, like I said, forgot the warp glitch, but I don't. It makes me not feel so bad about the whole run as a whole. I was like, shoot, I thought it was running really good, and then Cubs is like 20 minutes ahead of me, and I'm like, okay, what happened? It's like, okay, maybe a good run in a moon dive. Cubs is pretty fast. But yeah, and you're talking about warp glitch. I'm like, oh, okay. So now, yeah, don't quite feel so bad about the run then.
Yeah. And like I mentioned, it happens. Like that. Having to, like, warp glitch. Sometimes if based on my times when I've been doing these flag sets, sometimes I just simply don't have the materials to even do the warp glitch to help me, so I have to carve my own path.
Yeah, I think the last warp glitch run that I did, I didn't even think to, like, I completely put it out of my mind at that point too, because I think one of my objectives was complete the seal cave. So I'm just like, okay, well, there's no need to do that then. What else was I had something else on the tip of my tongue and I just forgot. Oh, I had to be the only one to do music then, right?
Rick Spanner joined you.
Okay. So good. I'm glad y'all got Specchio twice. That's always a fun one to play on Restream.
Yeah, it's part of one of my favorite chucks on Chrono Trigger, even though I really needed to kind of start my own Chrono Trigger run. That's isn't just sitting there for a little bit and then just stop playing.
Such a great tune.
I mean, these community races have been a lot of fun. Mostly doing them just to work on the overall technique. I'm not trying to like hone any one particular flag set. So, yeah, these are always a blast. Appreciate y'all putting them on.
Yeah, it's a good way to get into racing.
Well, GG's again, YT Sky.
Yep, GG's to everyone else, and thanks to, let's see, we got CS Radical on track. Thanks a bunch, and always thanks again, Asuka, for restreaming. It's always fun to roll. Always fun to run an Asuka seed.
Yeah. And thanks for racing, and yeah. Okay, Rexmare has now pulled Lord English.
I think his right. Oh yeah, Ready has nuke. So yeah, this probably should be similar to what Y2 Sky's doing. A lot of kind of hybrid strats. Berserker on the Berserkers, and some magic. Probably see some reflect, but this is just to nerf the first Big Bang. I don't know. Wait, it looked like it hit. Was that reflected? I don't remember.
I think it was. It probably was reflected because it did. Yeah, it was reflected because it didn't do the counter nuke. So understandable because Pella was gonna run with cast slow to trigger that counter nuke for the nerf.
Yeah, so when you hear 1200 HP strats, you're thinking of triggering the Big Bang nerf. So you just have to cast magic. You don't want to use a summon because at certain stages the summons might actually empower Z. But, yeah, you just want to use a spell on Z, and Big Bang will do like effectively half as much damage it would normally do. Spell multiplier changes significantly. So the max damage a Big Bang can do when it's nerfed is 1200. That's before the HP leak that goes on with it.
So Tella's down, and we're just gonna go with those that hybrids reflect and Zerkine strat that stuff from Y2 Sky.
It's not too bad. I'll take that. Right up. Might go down even if the Big Bang is nerfed this time around. So otherwise, yeah, it's not too bad. Shouldn't be too long.
Yeah, and we don't really care if Z gets some health back. We're out damaging the amount of health that we had healed up, so this really does not matter in the slightest bit.
Ideally, you want to get that nerf in slightly after Shake. Usually you might want to buffer it with something else, like a Berserker clogging the queue. Usually helps in that, but wait, that's just straight to rocks, which Radia might fall. Yep, Radia fall outright. Oh well. The race. There's a direct. Oh wow, damage counting, but that's fine.
Yeah, it will respond with a weak, but that shouldn't matter. Yeah, that's it. GG's to Rex Banner.
GG's to Rex Banner. Just a side note, if you have like 1 or 2 HP left and have had Big Bang, and you have like the last character, you can still lose. You can still lose, like at the very last second, because of HP leak going on there.
That was a 145 end results. But yeah, that is it for the yeah, a very nice seed all the way through, and and we get to see some diverging paths as well. In terms of the objectives, and also we do hear Rex Banner is now with us in the booth. GG.
Good evening, folks. GG to everyone.
Yeah. Definitely. You want to go first?
Sure. So, did you remember to use the warp glitch, or did you forget?
I didn't think it was on this flag set, but I guess it was.
Yeah, that's probably the most significant divergent time consumer is not doing, as at the end of that was the Earth Crystal, which would have gotten you Zot, which would have gotten, so you would have gotten, like, those who had their times early had most likely done that objective. from the dwarf warp glitch.
Seems about my luck. I forgot that was on. Oh well. I normally don't play the flag set with the warp glitch, so it's not something I always think about.
Yeah. That's from what I could tell based on some of the flags that I've been seeing, is that warp glitch tends to be off. And we had it was off during the Adamant Cup. But it is but with the warp glitch now being on, now that's something additional factor to keep in mind, and sometimes that just doesn't lock in into the mind.
Yeah.
So how was the seed to you in general? Did you like the Rydia early power spike?
I did. The finding the early Bahamut with sirens, coffins, her having the dragon whip, finding the dancing daggers. Like, the start of the seed went off really, really well. I was happy with how it was going. Able to get, do the one coffin with the siren, and then the second one take out with the dragon whip. I love the paralyze effect of the dragon whip against eggs, so the start of the seed was great. And then what gets me a little bit is I'm usually one known for an early moon dive, and I faded the moon, and yeah, I could have went to my ribbon room and had my basic go mode.
Yeah, I mean, being the pigtail, I mean, for you had to do that. I don't remember where Luca key was, because since you didn't do the glitch, you'd have to do the Luca key to actually get Earth Crystal from that. So
but I got the tower key from Murasame, so Murasame tower key gave me Baron key.
Certainly, yeah. I think everyone did that. Who remembered to do. At least I think everyone who remembered to do the warp glitch did also do the Baron key from Murasame. Like, follow, do objectives and then follow the key items that come out of it.
Yep.
Any questions, Professor?
Not that it comes really to mind, but yeah, just thanks. That was a pretty good run from you, even despite the different path that you have to take.
Yeah. Well, GG to everyone. It was a good time. We'll be back again probably. I don't know if I'll be here for the Monday one, but we'll be doing these community races definitely throughout the time.
Just GG's you, and have a good one.
You too, folks. Have a good evening.
Okay, and be sure to stop on in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on the main Free Enterprise channel. We will be starting up the Baron's Heroes Journey Season 2 on that day. So yeah, definitely wanted to see the return of a thing that I saw, like, since I first joined the community. It was probably one of the more interesting of the clubs that are. I mean, all the clubs are really interesting in and of itself. But if you like some Sea Hero with based on just one particular character, it's definitely the club to join and watch. And once we are done here, we are going to be rating Scythe Marshall. He is running currently the Week 1 Choose Your Own Ordeals club race. So, as always, don't spoil anything, or unless you don't want, so that you don't get bonked by Scala. So yeah, please also do give a follow to our 4 runners. They've been up in an excellent performance, and also tracking CS Radical has been incredible. And of course, DevLink and I definitely give us a follow. It was quite a fun one. Also, Asuka, our restreamer, I almost forgot about that. Give her a follow as well. She's great. And yeah, just we'll head over to Cypher Marshall, and thanks for watching this race.
Have a good night, and see you all next seed. Don't spoil.